One more. Our Sambhav had joined. Hi, Sambhav. We waited for you. So the sheets has already been shared with you. I'm sure all of you have got the sheet. It's on the WhatsApp group I have shared. These same questions we are going to discuss. So let's start with one cat question here. So fx is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are certain constant and a is not equal to 0. Why they are saying a is not equal to 0? That means the coefficient of x square is not 0, means it is a parabola. If coefficient of x square is coming out to be 0, you know it is coming out to be a linear equation. So why these points are given, you need to understand. If a is not equal to 0 means it cannot be a linear equation. It has to be a parabolic equation. Now it is also known that f5 is equal to minus thrice of f2. And 3 is the root of it. Fine. So what is f5? I'll be putting 5 here. X is equal to 5. I will say 25a plus 5b plus c is equal to minus thrice of f2. What is that? 4a plus 2b plus c. Minus 12 goes on that side. 37a plus 6 is 11b. This is 4c is equal to 0. I will be going to get this equation here. Now it is also saying 3 is the root of it. What does that mean? That means when x is equal to 3, y comes out to be 0. You know about the root. Root means it is going to touch the x-axis. So it is 9a plus 3b plus c is equal to 0. I'll multiply this by 4. This comes out to be 36a plus 12b plus 4c is equal to 0. I'll separate this equation. So I'll say 4c get cancelled out. What do I get? I get a minus b is equal to 0. From this, I get to know a is equal to b. Once you know a is equal to b, you can put it in the equation. So put here 9a. So a is equal to b. I will say 12a plus c is equal to 0. I'll say c is equal to minus 12. So what is the equation? You got ax plus ax minus 12a is equal to 0. Or I'll say x square plus x minus 12 is equal to 0. You need to find out the two root of the equation where the product is negative. Product is negative means one is positive, second is negative. So whenever the constant term is coming out with a negative sign, that means after subtracting two value, you will get 1. So what I'll do is 4 3s are 12. I can say 4x minus 3x is equal to 1x minus 12 is equal to 0. I'll say the root will be x plus 4 and x minus 3 is equal to 0. I'll say x is equal to 3 and minus 4 are the root of it. 3 is already given. The another root is coming out to be minus 4. Is it fine, everyone? Welcome, Ananya. After a long interval, thank you for coming in a live class. Anyone, any question, any query here? Okay. So can I expect an answer from this? Ananya, are you there or you just switch on it and left? Okay. I think you are attending a class after a long interval. Am I right? Okay. Fine. So let's try to solve the answer of this. Let's try to get the answer of this question. Any answer? Be fast. Okay. Here I go. You remember I told you whenever the coefficient of x square is positive, if a is greater than 0, the parabola will be forming in upward direction. So whenever the parabola is in upward, this goes till infinity, this is coming from infinity. So I cannot find out the maximum value. Maximum value will be tending towards infinity. Means the maximum value of this will be infinity. But I can say this is the minimum value I can get whenever the parabola is in upward direction. Whenever a is less than 0, that is y is equal to minus x square type of situation is there, the parabola will be always in the downward direction. So whenever the parabola is in downward direction, the maximum it attains the maximum height, the minimum is coming out to be minus infinity. Minus infinity तक जाएगा, बहुत कम हो जाएगी value. But the maximum value of this can be find out. I will not say it is infinity. Is it clear till this point? Please give your confirmation. Microphone on karo or bolo or shoot a message. कोई doubt हो तो पूछ लीजिएगा. I'm sure this is what we discussed in the earlier classes. Whenever the coefficient of x square is positive, parabola will be in upward. Whenever it is negative, it is in downward. So whenever something is forming in upward direction, the maximum value will be infinity and the minimum value I can determine, like in this case. Whenever it is in reverse direction, it is in downward direction, I can attain the maximum value, but the minimum value will be coming out to be minus infinity. I'm sure it is clear. So let's go further. So I'll say it attains a maximum value. So I'll say this is minus a, or you can say the coefficient of x square is negative minus of this attains maximum value of 3 at x is equal to 1. So I know, look here, this is x minus 1 square. Y is equal to x minus 1 square because it attains maximum value. Of course, it is in downward direction, but this attain when x is equal to 1, y comes out to be 0. So I'll say y is equal to a times of x minus 1 square, where of course a is less than 0. It is in negative. Fine, clear? And the maximum value of this is not given as a 0. What is the maximum value of this? This is 3. So I know when x is put at equal to 1, y comes out to be 3. Is that fine, everyone? And we know a is negative. Anyone, any doubt till this point, you can ask me. कुछ भी आपको लग रहा है जो क्लियर नहीं है? Good evening, Aditya. Usually you come on time. What happened today? You are late. I hope it is clear to all of you. So what is my equation coming? Equation is a into x minus 1 square, and at x is equal to 1, the minimum value will be coming out to be, maximum value will be coming out to be 3. Now it is also saying the value of function at x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0, y comes out to be 1. So I'll put x is equal to 0 here. If you put 0 here, 1 is equal to a into 0 minus 1 square plus 3. I'll say 1 is equal to a plus 3. I'll say a is minus 2. Now a is coming out to be minus 2. I'll say it is minus 2 into x minus 1 square plus 3. This is the equation which is going to form here. Fine. What is the value of fx at x is equal to 1? So y is equal to minus twice of x is 10 minus 1 square plus 3. I'll say minus twice of 9 square is 81 plus 3. I'll say it is minus 162 plus 3 is equal to minus 159. So I'll say the value of this is coming out to be minus 159 here. So the answer is option number first. Is it fine, everyone there? You have all the right to ask me the question. घबराइएगा मत, शर्माइएगा मत, बाकी आपकी इच्छा. I'm waiting so that you can ask me a query. Okay, Aditya. Anyone else who have some query? Athya, do you remember whenever coefficient of x square is positive, the parabola will be always forming upward? Though we form this much, but it means it goes till infinity. Fine. So I know whenever coefficient of x square is positive, this will be always in upward direction. Siddhant Rana. So here I'm writing it. But whenever the coefficient of x square is negative, it is forming in the downward direction. Fine. Now, why did I write A? Siddhant, listen to this. I have written A. A can take 1, 2, 3, 3.4, but it can also take negative value. I'm not sure about it. When it is given that it gives you the maximum value, whenever the parabola is forming in this one, then only you can find out the maximum value here, because the minimum value will come out to be minus infinity. That is the reason why I'm saying y is equal to A into x minus 1 square plus 3. At x is equal to 1, this is going to give you the maximum value of 3. Where I consider A to be a negative value, because then only it will be forming in downward direction. Siddhant, is it clear? आप चाहें तो माइनस ए लिख सकते हैं, उसमें आप लिखेंगे a is greater than 0, तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो नेगेटिव होगी. Fine. Then it is given that the maximum value of this is coming out to be 3. So at x is equal to 1, I know x minus 1 is square. At x is equal to 1, this gives you 0. But I don't want 0, I want 3, so I'll add 3 to it. So my equation will come out to be y is equal to a times of x minus 1 square plus 3, where a is negative. Of course, it is in downward direction that we have found. At x is equal to 0, y comes out to be 1. So it is a into 1 plus 3. I'll say a is equal to minus 2. I got this value. So y is minus twice of x minus 1 square plus 3. So what is the value of this when x is equal to 10? So y is equal to minus twice of 10 minus 1 square plus 3. 81, that is minus 162 plus 3 is minus 159 is your answer. Is it fine? Aditya and Siddhant. Others to kuch bol nahi rahe, so I imagine that they are already aware of all these things. Okay. Here we go. Try to understand this question, and the statement is given. You need to determine what are the sign of coefficient of x square and x. And constant term का भी sign बताएंगे. Here I go. So let's start with the okay, here I go. Sorry. So one thing is clear, A has to be negative. Why A is negative? Because it is in downward direction. I'm sure all of you are aware of. Now it got two roots. One is this and second is this. Say this is alpha and this is beta. I know beta needs to be positive. Alpha needs to be negative. C is always the product of two roots. Can I say plus into minus alpha into beta up is C by A. So you know it is coming out to be negative. A is already negative. A is already negative. So C by A is equal to negative. When I know A is negative, C is coming out to be positive. For sure, C is positive when A is negative. Now let's talk about the sum of the roots. Alpha plus beta is equal to minus B by A. Beta is more in magnitude, alpha is less in magnitude. Magnitude मतलब ये 3 होगा तो ये -1 होगा. तो इसका value, forget about the sign, is more than that. So alpha plus beta has to be coming out to be what? It is coming out to be positive. Why? Because the positive magnitude is more, which is equal to minus B by A. A is negative. This get cancelled out. I'll say B is coming out to be positive. So my answer will come out to be C is positive, B is positive, A is negative. Is that fine? All of you, please ask. Feel free, ask me if there is any doubt. Sambhav Jain, Kunal, Ananya, which is the last part? You are talking about the sum of the root? Yeah. You know, this is alpha and this is beta. Now, if it is -1, this will be +3. Why I'm saying? Because it is closer to 0. This is origin. So magnitude wise, it is lesser and this is greater value. So a very large positive value minus plus negative value will be always coming out to be positive. I'll say that will be positive. So any of the case, it is coming out to be positive value. Is it fine? Now it is minus B by A is coming out to be positive. You know, A is already negative. A is negative. Why? Because it is forming in downward direction. So if I want B minus B upon A to be positive, so one thing is clear that A is negative, that negative will get cancelled out, you will get it positive. Do you understand? Minus B upon negative is coming out to be positive. So I know this negative get cancelled out. B has to be a positive value. Is that fine? Okay. Completely based on logic concept. So if you understand this concept, I'm sure you can also answer this one. So talking about earlier question, sorry, we forget to record this. I know when coefficient of x square is positive, the parabola will be forming in the upward direction. And here it is given that the root lies between -1 and +1. This is known as an open interval. Open interval means the value of x is greater than -1 and less than +1. It cannot be -1 or +1. Had it been closed interval like this, that means x is greater than -1 and less than 1, as well as equal here. So this is closed interval. This is known as a closed interval. I'm sure you know about this. And this one tells you about the open interval. So I know the root is lying between -1 and +1. I don't know where do they lie. But one thing is clear that one root is greater than -1 and they are less than +1. Both the roots are greater than -1 and less than +1. So if you look at it, at -1, it should be positive. At +1 also, if you expand this, it will be also coming out to be positive. That is the reason why I marked first as my option. And you already know that coefficient of x square is positive. So parabola have to form in upward direction. I think it is clear. Now you can answer this question. I believe you must be trying the question. नहीं कर रहे तो कोई बात नहीं, इधर देखिएगा. The equation where A, B, C are real number has one root greater than 2 and other root less than 0. So you got one root greater than 2 and other root is less than 0. Which of the following is necessary true? कौन सा सही होगा? Now, first case is y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. You got a is greater than 0. A 0 से बड़ा है. A parabola, it will be forming in upward direction. Now roots are 1 is less than 0, so 0 is here. That's why one root is less than this. And second root is greater than 2. So I know one root will be this and second root will be this. Now you look at all of your option, you are getting a plus b plus c everywhere. And along with that, at some place, you are also seeing it multiplying with a. This is the equation. Can I say at x is equal to 1, you will get y is equal to a plus b plus c. So at x is equal to 1, y is equal to a plus b plus c. I'm sure you understand it, which is negative. Which is negative. When a is positive and it multiply with a negative value, it is certainly going to give you a negative term. You'll say, okay, this is the answer, but it is the only condition when a is greater than 0. Is it fine? Look at it closely and ask me. Why did I put x is equal to 1? Because a plus b plus c will only come when the coefficient of a, b, c will come out to be 1. C is already 1, so a and b needs to be converted to 1. Coefficient of them should be converted to 1. ये कोई डाउट है तो पूछ लीजिएगा. Okay, Vidhi says it is clear. Ananya, is it clear? Kunal, Sambhav, Siddhant. ये समझ में आया तभी मैं आगे बढ़ूंगा सर, otherwise it does not make any sense. Okay, Siddhant, not clear. Siddhant, the equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is y. You know, it is a quadratic equation, so it is talking about the parabola. Whenever the coefficient of x square is positive, the parabola forms in upward direction. Then it is given that there are two roots, means there are two values of x where y comes out to be 0. One is it is less than 0. So if on number line you are finding one number to be 0, one will be value which is less than 0 where it is intersect. And second is greater than 2. So when you put x is equal to 1, y comes out to be a plus b plus c. When a is greater than 0 and a plus b plus c will come out to be negative. Why? Because this is a x-axis. This is x-axis or y is 0. So under this at 1, a plus b plus c, which is the value of y, will come out to be negative. So that's why a into a plus b plus c comes out to be negative value. Is it fine now? ठीक है. Very nice. Let's talk about the other one. बाकी के बारे में बात करते हैं. The other thing is, if I'm talking about a, listen this, is to be a negative term. I have taken only one case when a is greater than 0, then this is going to happen. So this comes out to be correct answer according to that. But what happens when it is less than 0? When it is less than 0, you know it will be in downward direction. And it got two roots. One root is greater than 2. Means there's greater than 2, it is going to intersect. And other root is less than 0. So there's a value less than 0 where it is going to intersect. So at x is equal to 1, the equation will become a plus b plus c. So I'll say a into a plus b plus c, which is a positive value. You can see it is greater than 0. But effectively, it comes out to be negative value because a is negative. So anyhow, this is coming out to be correct. Gentlemen and ladies, look at this. Ask me if there is any doubt. Over to you. देखिए आराम से. कोई डाउट है तो माइक्रोफोन ऑन करो और पूछिए या अपना मैसेज भेजिए, whatever you like. Should I consider it to be clear? Okay, let's come to the next one. This is the equation. You try it. There's a quadratic equation, which means there's a parabola. That is negative for all real value of x. For every value of x, it is negative except at x is equal to 2. So at 2, it is not negative. For the rest of the value, it is coming out to be negative. F0, it is given as a minus 10. You are asked to find out the value of f of minus 2. So try out it. Okay, here I go. Okay, Sambhav, your answer matches with Siddhant's answer. The value of a quadratic equation fx is negative for all values. What does that mean? The parabola is like this. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. I'm just showing you something. I'll say whatever is the value of x, y will be always negative. But it is saying except one value at x is equal to 2. So all real value in the world, y is negative except at 2. So at 2, it cannot be positive. The best that could be done here is it will come out to be 0 at 2. Do you understand? Because for all other value in the world, it is coming out to be negative. So I know at x is equal to 2, it comes out to be 0. Is that fine? Y is equal to a times of x minus 2 square. This will be the equation. What is a here? It must be negative. Why? Because it is negative. यहां तक कोई भी दुविधा डाउट पूछिए. Any one of them. Any doubt? No plus c will be done here. Why? Because it is coming out to be non-negative here. तो सब चीजों के लिए नेगेटिव है, लेकिन एक के लिए नेगेटिव नहीं है, तो पॉजिटिव तो नहीं होगा, 0 हो सकता है. तो it will be meeting the x-axis at x is equal to 2. So I'll say y is coming out to be a into x minus 2 square. Fine. So it is minus 10 a 0 minus 2 square. So minus 10 by 4 is equal to a. I can say a is minus 5 by 2. Fine. So y is coming out to be minus 5 by 2 into x minus 2 square. बन गया जी इक्वेशन. अब ये भाई साहब कह रहे हैं what is the value of f minus 2? I hope you understand this is nothing but fx. Y is fx, y is function of x. So when I put it to be equal to minus 2, I'll say minus 5 by 2 minus 2 square. It is minus 5 by 2 into minus 4 ka square is 16. I'll multiply it, it is minus 40. Answer is first one. Well done, Sambhav and Siddhant. Both of you got the same answer. Very nice. I hope you understand what we are doing here. Anyone else having any question, query here? Vidhi, Kunal, Ananya, any question, anything which is not yet clear here? Okay, Vidhi, Kunal says it is clear. Ananya, what about you? Ananya, is it clear or you have some query? Please ask. Fine, no queries, no replies. Let's try to find out the answer of it. I don't know why you people are taking too long. I think I'm not able to explain you, my dear. Whenever there is a quadratic equation and the coefficient of x square is positive, the parabola is in upward direction. If it is negative, it is in downward direction. Now you can see the coefficient of x square is 2 here. So it needs to be in upward direction. Can I say the maximum value of this will be infinity? So I will say the maximum value is infinity. These could be your answer. This cannot be your answer. Fine. Now what I do is I'll take 2 common and write it as a x square plus 7 by 2x minus 5 you can write out. Why? Because I need to convert it in perfect square. You remember all the places we are writing x square, x minus 1 square, x plus 2 square. So what I'll do is I'll be taking the half of this coefficient of x, or I'll write it 7 plus x by x plus 7 by 4 whole square. So if we expand it, what do you get? X square plus twice of 7 by 4 into x, twice of 7 by 4. That is 2 will cancel out with 4 and you will get 7 by 2x. Plus 49 by 16 is what you are going to get. That is 49 by 8 you are going to get. I'll separate 49 by 8 here. Minus 5 will still come there. I hope it is clear. So minus 5 is coming there, and this is how you can write it. Y is equal to twice of, I can write x plus 7 by 4 whole square. 8 5s are 40. So it is minus 49 minus 40 is minus 89 by 8. Now look at this, my dear. Y is equal to x plus 7 by 4 ka square. How do you draw it? This is minus 7 by 4 pe it is coming out to be 0. This is the curve. Now the second thing that you need to do is if it is multiplying with 2, it will be steeper. I'm sure you understand this. This one is y is equal to twice of x plus 7 by 4 whole square. Now third part of it. If I write it minus 8 by 89 by 8, I'll pull it down. So I'll say this become y is equal to twice of x plus 7 by 4 whole square minus 89 by 8. So I'll say this vertex will change to minus 7 by 4 comma minus 89 by 8. So I know the minimum value of this is minus 89 by 8 will come, and the maximum value is infinity. That's how you are going to get your answer. Fourth one is correct answer here. Is it fine, everyone present there? Ananya, Kunal, Sambhav, Siddhant. Siddhant, Sambhav has already got it correct. Good, Sambhav. Okay, Siddhant. What about others? Ananya, Kunal, any question you can ask? Okay, let's come to the next this one. Would you like to answer this question? Fast, not more than 1 minute. Everyone try to get the answer of this. Just giving you a hint. If y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c is the equation, we know whenever b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, I'll say two roots are real and equal. When you know b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, I'll say two roots are real and distinct. If you get b square minus 4ac is less than 0, I'll say no real roots. Both the roots are imaginary. Fine. So can you get the answer of this question after this? Okay, here I go. So you know about this one. So here if p is between 0 and 1, 1 minus 0 to 1 के बीच में कोई नंबर आएगा तो this is positive, means parabola is in upward direction. Now what is b square minus 4ac? This is what I want to find out. That is 4 square is 16 minus 4ac. I'll say 16 minus 4. This is p minus p square. I'll say it is 4p square minus 4p plus 16. 4 is common. I'll say p square minus p plus 4. Can I say it is p minus half square? You know, whatever is the coefficient of this will half it. Whole square, you know, plus 1 by 4, 4 into plus 1 by 4 is plus 1 will come. So minus 1 will also come there. And this was 16. Why? 4 4s are 16, so it will come out. So I'll say it is 4 times of p minus half square plus 15. Now you know parabola is in upward direction. Now perfect square can be always greater than equal to 0. The perfect square can be 0 or it is more than 0. If you add 15 to it, it will be hanging there in the air. So I'll say when x is equal to half, this is coming out to be 15. When something is hanging in the air, it is not touching the x-axis. Can roots be real? No, never. Is that fine? So there will be never real roots. Can I say the roots are imaginary? Look at this. Ask me if there is any question. Any doubt? Yeah. Okay. Good, Sambha. So this is what we are talking about, the discriminant. If the equation, if this is y is equal to, if I say the equation is 4 times of p minus half square plus 15, I'll say yes, you are right, it is hanging in the air. But we are trying to prove b square minus 4ac, which is coming out to be greater than 0 in any of the case. Very nice. So it is 4 times of p minus half square plus 15 is greater than 0 is the value which is going to come. Whatever may happen, because it is a perfect square, the minimum value of perfect square will be 0. So that's why the roots will not be imaginary. Do you understand this? Thank you. I was thinking everyone is sleeping. Look at this. If I talk about this, where I say x minus some p square plus 15 is the value which is coming, I'll say it is always greater than equal to 0. There's no doubt about it. So I'll say the parabola is hanging in the air. I will say roots are imaginary. But here I'm not solving this equation. I'm finding out b square minus 4ac, which is greater than 0. Why? It is a perfect square plus 15. Perfect square can be always 0 or more than 0. Plus 15 will be always positive. You know, when the roots are positive, when discriminant is positive, it is going to give you both the real and distinct roots. So I'll say real and both are positive roots. Can I say that the both of them are coming out to be positive roots here? Can I say that? No, I cannot say that so far. On the basis of this, I know there will be two roots and both the roots are real. They can be negative, one can be positive, one can be negative, or both of them can be negative as well. So what I need to do here is, I know to find out the value of x, I use minus b plus minus, this is a positive value here, upon 2a, 2 into 1 minus p. Now look at this, p is a value which is between 0 and 1, so this is positive. So this is minus 4 plus, this is, you know, this value is coming out to be 0 and 1 के बीच में. So अगर मैं 0 रखता हूं तो it is half square, 1 रखता हूं तो half square, so it is coming out to be 16, which is coming out to be 4. Do you understand this? So it is coming out to be 4. I'll say divided by 2, it is coming out to be, what is this value which is going to come out here? I can say this is coming out to be 0. Is it fine? So I can get a positive value, I can get a 0 value. 0 is only coming whenever it is at 0 and 1, it is giving you 0. But you know, the p is never equal to 0, it is greater than 0 and it is less than 1. So when you are putting a value which is greater than 0 and less than 1, like 1 by 4, it is minus 1 by 4 square, which is 1 by 16. So value will never be 4. It will be always less than 4. When this value is always less than 4, minus 4 plus less than 4 will be coming out to be negative value, divided by 2 will be always negative. Is that fine? Of course, once you are using a positive sign, second you are using a negative sign. Negative minus negative will be always negative. Product नहीं कर रहा मैं. Minus 4 minus 3.6 आ गया तो वो minus 7.6 हो गया, divided by 2 is minus 3.8. This is what you are going to get. So I will say in any of the case, both the root will come out to be what? Negative. Very nice, Sambhav. Siddhant, is it clear now to you? Okay. Here I go. This is the equation and p is given as a greater than 0 and less than 1. Fine. What I'll do is, I know p is a value which is greater than 0 and less than 1, so it cannot be 0. It will be always a positive value. So parabola will be in upward direction. I'm sure you are aware of it now. Now I want to find out discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac. B square is 4 square is 16 minus 4ac. I need to check it. What is it? So I'll say p minus p square. I'll open it. I'll say 4p square minus 4p plus 16. I'll say 4 is common. I'll say p square minus p plus 4 is the equation which is coming out. Further, after doing it, I can say it is p minus half square. You know, it is p square minus twice of ab, that is p is coming out to be plus 1 by 4. 4 into 1 by 4 is coming out to be what? 4 into 1 by 4 is 1. So it is coming out to be 1. So I can say 4 into 4 is 16. Because you are getting 1 here extra, I'll separate that. And I'll say it is 4 times of p minus half square plus 15 is discriminant. This is d. This is not an equation. I know whenever d is greater than 0, you're going to get 2 real roots. Fine. You're getting 2 real roots. But to find out the root, it is minus b plus minus root discriminant upon 2a is a formula. I'm sure you are aware of it. So that gives you minus b is minus 4 plus minus. This is coming out to be root of 4 times of p minus half square plus 15 upon twice of a. What is that? 1 minus p. Fine. Okay. Now you know. Okay, just give me a few more minutes. So I know when you are putting it 0, it is coming out to be 1, 14, 15 plus 1 is 16. But this cannot come out to be 1. It will be less than 1. So it is less than root of 16. Less than root 16 means it is less than 4. So minus 4 minus this will be negative. If it is minus 4 plus a value which is less than 4, I will say then also it is coming out to be negative. So both the cases, it is giving you the real root and both of them are coming out to be negative roots. Okay, somehow. The sum of all possible real values of p for which they have common root. Their roots are coming out to be same. Would you like to answer this? रूट सेम आपको बता देता हूं इसका मतलब क्या होता है. एक पैराबोला ऐसा बना है. The second parabola is like this and both of them are going to intersect at this x-axis. मतलब x-axis पे एक ऐसा कटा. One is like this. On x-axis, one is like this. The second is like this. So they got two roots which are same. Do you understand that? Now you can try out it. They can be in reverse direction. One is in downward, second is in upward. Of course, that is not the case because both of them are positive. So they are like this. See here in the question, it is saying they have a common root. So yes, it is good. If both the roots are common, you will say this is common. If they have got a common root, a ka matlab only one. So I can say this can be the common root. Fine. Yes. So they have got a common root means there may be one root which is common, or maybe both the roots are common. Fine, Sambhav. दोनों रूट्स कॉमन है तो दोनों आएंगे. यहाँ पर they have got a one common root means there is one common root. So what we do is I'll divide the first thing. What is only important part in this question is you cannot equate both the equation because there's a common value which is coming until their coefficients are not same. So you cannot directly equate this value with this one until you are not making their coefficient to be same. You cannot equate them. So I'll say this is, and second is x square minus x minus b is equal to 0. I'll say minus this plus it is minus half of x. This is minus p by 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to minus p is the value of it. Put it here, you will get minus p square is p square plus p minus p is equal to 0. So I'll say p square is coming out to be 0. I'll say p is equal to 0. So at p is equal to 0, you are going to get a common equation. Okay. So आपका equation हो गया x square minus half x. And second is x square minus x. Is that fine? So p got only one value. What is that value? That is coming out to be 0 because then only the point of intersection will come. Look here. Please look at this again. There's an equation where the coefficient of x square is 2. You cannot equate. You know the point of intersection find out when you equate two values. इसका मतलब होता है for the same value of x, both of them are going to get the same value of y. So I will change the coefficient of x square to be 1 by dividing it by 2. And then I will equate them. From this, I'll get x is equal to minus p. So जैसे ही मुझे x is equal to minus p मिलेगा, I will put this equation here. So I'll get p square plus p minus p is equal to 0. P square is 0. P is equal to 0 is the value which is going to come. Fine. So at p is equal to 0, they are going to intersect. इसका हो गया x square minus x is equal to 0. Is that fine? Or I'll get x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 0. By putting p is equal to 0, it is 2x square minus x is equal to 0. I can say x and 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. I'll say x is equal to 0 and x is equal to half. So I know they got one common root, that is x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0, both of them are going to give you 0 answer. Fine. So what is the value of p that is coming out here? Only one value of p, which is, it is not talking about the common root. It is talking about the sum of all possible values of p. So there's only one value of p which is coming here, that is equal to 0. So I'll say the sum of the value of p is coming out to be 0. Is it fine, everyone there? Siddhant, clear? Sambhav says it is already clear. Yes, you are right. But here it is not applicable. Sambhav Jain, what you are saying it is not applicable here is, reason is it is not a linear equation. It is not talking about two lines are linear. Because then they will give infinite solution. I hope you remember that one. So if there is a parabola, look at this. And the second parabola is like this. That is why intentionally I have shown you this one. They got two roots. Both the roots are coming out to be same. But the equations are not same. So please don't come up with the conclusion that always the equation needs to be same. No, that will not be correct. Yes, there is a parabola. There is another parabola, which is the same one. They are concurrent. I say, yes, they also get two common roots. That is absolutely fine. But even they got two roots common. Even they got two roots common. Is it fine here now somehow? Fine. So higher degree equations. See, whenever the degree of an equation is more than 2, I'll say that is a higher degree equation. For example, it is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. This is one equation. This is cubic equation. Cubic equation ban gaya ye. There can be another equation which is ax to the power of 4 bx cube cx square dx plus c. This is the fourth degree equation. इसके बाद fourth degree equation. क्यों? Why the highest power of a independent variable is coming out to be 4? So it is coming out to be fourth degree equation. So higher degree equation is this. Let me first explain what is cubic equation. Now I want to find out the root of this equation. Can I say ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d is equal to 0? Roots आप जानते हैं, roots वो point होते हैं जहां पर y is equal to 0. At x is equal to some value alpha, beta, gamma, this can come out to be y is equal to 0. I can divide it by a. And you got three roots. I know x minus alpha and x minus beta and x minus gamma will come out to be 0. I'll put here. Both of them are same. If you expand this equation, please allow me to expand this one. This is x into x cube. I'll say this is minus alpha x square minus beta x square minus gamma x square plus alpha into beta x, because the other value will be alpha into gamma x plus beta into gamma x minus alpha into beta into gamma is equal to 0. If we equate these two equations, I'll say it is x cube minus alpha plus beta plus gamma x square plus alpha gamma beta gamma into x minus alpha beta gamma is equal to 0. So what I know is alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to minus b by a. That is first thing. The sum of the root is still minus b by a. The sum of the product of the two roots means when the two roots are taken together, what is the sum of the product of two roots? That is c by a. What is the product of three roots? Three roots are coming. So I'll say minus d by a. Why? Because three roots are coming. That's why minus 1 to the power of 3 is to be applied here. Here, two roots are coming at one time. Minus 1 to the power of 2 is coming here. So this is minus b by a. This is c by a. This is minus d by a. Is it fine? So you need to just equate both of these equations. From there, you get to know sum of root is still minus b by a. Sum of product of two roots, when the two roots are coming together, it is c by a. And the sum of the product of the three roots, of course, three roots are multiplying, I'll get minus d by a. When only one root is coming, I will write minus 1 to the power of 1. You can see here, where is it? Here you can see here negative sign. Where two roots are coming at one time, I'll say minus 1 ka square. Why? Because two roots are coming one time, it is coming out to be positive. When three roots are coming, I'll say minus 1 to the power of 3, which is minus d by a. Is it fine? Siddhant? Okay. Now, I would like you to take up one question here. Would you like to answer this question? Last question for tonight. This is a cubic equation and it has got three positive integral roots. Means there are three positive and they are integers. Two of which are equal. So two of the roots are coming out to be same. Which of the following equation is necessary to? I know if I try to expand this equation, this will come out to be x minus alpha square. And one will be x minus beta is equal to 0. This is how you can write it because two integral roots and both of them are same. And of course, alpha and beta are positive values. Now, if you expand this, look at this. What are you going to do? I know the sum of the root is a upon 1. When all of them are positive, I know a is also positive. Do you understand it? It is minus b by a that I write here. So minus coefficient of x square upon coefficient of x cube. So as I know all of these three are positive value, this has to be also positive. Sum of the product of two roots Positive into positive, positive into positive, positive, that is positive, which is equal to plus b by 1. So I know b is also coming out to be positive. Now the product of the root is equal to positive into positive into positive is positive. I'll say that comes out to be minus of minus c upon 1. That is plus c. So that is also coming out to be positive. Is it fine? So first thing is all of them are coming out to be positive here. If c is an even number, b must be also an even number. Look at this. Alpha into beta into gamma is coming out to be positive. You are saying it is even number, means it is a multiple of 2. I can say all three of them are a multiple of 2, but at least one of them is even. Do you understand it? Then b must be also even. Look at b. What is b? It is sum of the product of the two roots. If only one is positive, say only alpha is even into this is even, but this comes out to be odd. So it may be possible that when at least one is even, means one is even, it is coming out to be even. Sorry, it is coming out to be odd. But when two of them are coming out to be even, alpha, beta, so all of them are coming out to be even. So I can say you can get all three even. B is also an even number, but it can be also an odd number. We are not sure of. Let's talk about the other thing. What is the sum of the root? If one is even, two are odd, odd plus odd is even plus even is even, this can be even. But if two of them are even, this is odd, the sum can be also odd or even. So I can say A can be also odd or even if C is even. I hope you got it. Please ask if there is any doubt. Why? Because the product of the root is coming out to be C. Fine. So I'll say no, this is not need to be true. If B is even, what is B? Alpha beta plus alpha gamma plus beta gamma is equal to even number. Then A must be also an even number. So I'll say if it is even number, I know at least two of them will be coming out to be even, or maybe all three of them are coming out to be even number. Why? Because only if one of them is even number, ये even हो गया, ये even हो गया, odd हो गया. Possible नहीं है. तो कम से कम दो even होंगे. अगर दो even होंगे, तो in this case, sum of two even number is even and this is odd. I can say this can be odd, or if all of three are even number, I'll say this could be also even number. I hope it is clear. So when B is even, A can be also odd or even. ये भी नहीं हुआ आपका आंसर. Okay, let's come to the third one. If A is even, sum of the three values coming out to be even. I know two of the roots are equal. It is even. We know 2 alpha plus this is coming out to be even only when gamma is also even. One thing is for sure. When gamma is even and alpha can be odd or it can be even. Then C must be even. Of course. Why? Because it is the product alpha, beta, gamma is coming out to be C. I know gamma is surely coming out to be even number. Alpha can be odd or even. Both of them are same. So when one of the number is even into anything is coming out to be what? Even. So C is surely to be an even number. Third one is coming out to be correct. Look at this. Ask if there is any doubt. If I say some of the roots are coming out to be even number and you know two of the roots are same. So I'll say gamma must be an even number. One of the root is even. The other can be odd or even. You know the product of the root is this. If this is even number, even into anything is even. That's it. So I'll say third one will be correct here. Please ask if there is any doubt. Clear, Sambhav, Siddhant? So I'm sure you can do the rest of the questions easily. This is also a question given to you. Please try out these questions. And if there will be any doubt, we'll discuss it in the next class. We'll also try to move on to the Algebra 3. So by Algebra 4, I have covered only 2 sheets. So I've completed linear equations. I have also completed quadratic equations. Fine, and some high degree of equations we talked about. Fine. Okay, thank you. Bye. See you in the next class on Wednesday. Bye, dear. Good night.